Hey, this is Troy Polamalu, Hall of Famer and two-time Super Bowl champion with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you're listening to Tacos Truck Podcast.
Welcome back to Tacos Truck, Password Taco Fantasy Football League's podcast, presented by your hosts, David Molly and Joey Drip Stevenson. Thank you for tuning in. All right. Thanks for tuning in after a small hiatus of our podcast. Postseason, obviously, we got Kilo with us this week. Yeah, we'll just run into it. Go ahead, Joe.
All right, man. First off, love the background, Kilo. Looks good. Looks good.
That's it.
Yeah. We got some new background going on over here. I know it is backwards to the Zoom, but it does say Tacos Truck.
It's not
podcast.
backwards to the Zoom.
Yeah, it's forwards to everyone else, Joe.
Backwards to me. There you go, Techie. It does say Tacos Truck Podcast.
Nice.
So Kilo, first off, how was Christmas, bro? What's new?
Christmas was good. Obviously, the game didn't turn out the way I wanted to, but Christmas was good.
True. Good. Kids are all happy.
Kids are all happy. Mama's happy.
Nice.
It's all good, man. How about your guys?
It was good. It was good. I mean, they're quick with one kid. Mine's done really quick. My daughter just gets money, and then Bodie, we just do presents. But yeah, it was pretty fast.
We had COVID around my house, so it was a little
sharing is
rough.
caring, baby. Sharing that COVID. Yeah.
I actually just got my taste back about 4 hours ago.
Oh,
it was pretty cool. I was excited.
He's happy.
I was super happy. But yeah, I mean, Christmas was good for the family and whatnot. So
yeah, that's good, man. That's good. No, it's nice to have you on, man. We would have loved to have you on under different circumstances, of course. But let's get into some football stuff here. So real quick question. How are you feeling about the future of the Lions after watching kind of the first season with Goff, no Stafford, Campbell kind of, getting into his form a little bit? What do you think?
When Campbell started, like his first press conference, like the whole, they're going to knock me down. I'm going to come up and bite kneecaps and they're going to knock us down.
It was WWF stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, dude. This is just going to be a shit show. But I will say this. The team is not talented, but he gets them fighting every week. And
Agreed.
That in itself, that's kind of got me sold on him.
Yeah.
Talent's not there.
Yeah, that's super cool. I did see a TikTok, because I watch TikToks like a 13-year-old girl, but it was Teddy Bridgewater, and he was talking about Coach Campbell and his enthusiastic speeches and how he could just get him revved up for a game down there in New Orleans. He said he loved it. I mean, the guy's inspirational. He gets the whole team surrounded and going. So I will say that too. I felt like his first press conference, I was like, man, this guy's kind of a clown, but
right.
I'll tell you what, I like him. He's a tough dude. I do like it.
Is it true that he wasn't even supposed to interview for that job? Is that true? I thought I heard that. I thought I heard that he wasn't even supposed to interview for that head coaching job, and he just basically walked in there and said, "Hey, this is what I got," and they gave it to him. I don't know if that's true or not. I just heard that.
That's awesome.
But I just feel like
it is.
If anyone said that, if it were true about anyone, I feel like it'd be him, just because the way that he, like you said, gets these guys revved up. I actually think it's sweet. I mean, the 2 wins, like you said, it's not a horrible roster, but it's definitely not the most talented roster, but they were in a lot more games than just those 2 wins, man. So many games.
Yeah,
so.
I agree. I feel like, Jared Goff's Jared Goff. He's going to get you what he gets you, and he might get you some wins. He's obviously not Stafford, but I feel like you guys are in a good spot money-wise and draft pick-wise, and you do have some talent with, was it St. Brown? You got Swift, Hawkinson. There's definitely some talent positions, that are filled already.
What's up?
Yeah. I mean, I just think that, like, of course, we've been saying this for years with Detroit. It is both lines. It's the defensive line and the offensive line that need the work. But I feel like they're heading in the right direction.
Well, I mean, they took Sewell in the first round. They've got a good offensive line now. At least they've got 5 good players that should be able to grow together.
Sure.
And like you said, Swift, Hawk, St. Brown did a really good job. He really came in the last month as a rookie.
Yeah, he definitely did. Holy shit.
They've got some pieces. I mean, I like the GM. I like Campbell. He turned me around after a while.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm a Lions fan. I'm used to, we'll see what the next couple of years give us. So we'll see what the next couple of years give us.
Yeah, I mean, that's the truth. I mean, but the good thing is this is what I was telling like Marshall about the Bears too, is if the Packers don't reload with another Hall of Fame quarterback, and Kirk Cousins maybe has just a few years left in Minnesota, Detroit and Chicago could be coming up at the right time, with their younger staff. Maybe you guys can make some noise in that division. So
I will be so pissed off if Rodgers leaves in a couple years and Jordan Love or whoever takes the reins is another 15-year fucking all-star quarterback every year.
Yep.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Hey, I wanted to piggyback a little bit on something that you said. So you said, as a Lions fan, I'm just curious. So as a Lions fan, you said, that it's, always the next couple of years, et cetera, which you hear a lot of fan bases kind of saying that in all sports. But with that being said, how do you feel at this moment compared to other moments when you have said that? Do you feel the next couple of years are truly going to be better than, say, the last couple of years, or what? How do you feel? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. So I feel the needle is really pointing up. That's not my middle finger, by the way. I just noticed the way it cropped. It looked like I might have been flipping off. No, I feel the needle's really pointing up. I mean, like I said, I like the GM. I think he came in with a good plan, and they've, like you said, they've got draft picks. They got 2 first rounders, plus a third for Stafford, plus Goff.
Yep.
Who probably won't be there in the next year or two, but still, lots of capital for Stafford. I like the way that they've been building the team. They really focused on lines in the draft. And I mean, I like Campbell. He gets the guys to fight, and he was smart with his coaching hires. He got 2 really good coordinators, both, Anthony Lynn was the Chargers coach for a while. Aaron Glenn was up and coming in New Orleans for a long time. So he knocked it out of the park with those coordinators. He's surrounded himself by smart guys because he's a fucking meathead.
Yeah, but he's an inspirational meathead, and I do agree with what you're saying. I like that question, Dave, because we do hear it a lot. Maybe next year for Detroit, they'll get better. They got draft picks, but with Goff, I think Goff will be your bridge quarterback because you still got a couple years of building, and you might as well burn him up and let him, get you up to 8-8, maybe. Who knows? Well, now it's 8-9 or 9-8, but yeah, I do think you guys are going the right direction. I think there's a lot to look forward to in Detroit for first time in a long time.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Next question. Are you a listener of the Taco Truck podcast? If so, it's kind of a multi-question, but what do you like? What do you dislike? And if you're not a listener, is there anything that we can do different to win you over?
Oh, I listen. I think I've maybe missed a couple this year just because sometimes when they come out, it's a little late in the week and I don't quite have time. You guys really kind of tightened up the format this year, which I like, kind of condensed them down.
Yeah.
Last year they could. I mean, last year, they could run like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was still good shit, but to dedicate an hour and a half is a lot of dedication.
Well, and with the format too, what's coming up next, so that was kind of nice. You know what part you're listening to.
Right.
Yeah.
I do like that. One of the guys on the podcast kept on saying that I was a trash owner, which kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
I don't know who said that, bro.
I don't know.
I said something about maybe trash team and trash name, but I think I said, I think my quote was trash team, trash owner. Yeah, you heard it, right? Trash team, trash name, undefeated owner is what I said. Yes, no, that's good. It's going to move us right into the next segment of your fantasy season.
Oh man,
bro, the thoughts on how your regular season went and then how the playoffs went. I'll let you go first. Tell me what you feel.
All right. So I'm going to say this first off. The reason I wasn't on the podcast, and I told Dave this earlier in the season, I have a tendency to talk a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
So like last year, this goes all the way back to last year. Like last year, I think I was 5-0 to start the season. I came on the podcast and I was like, yeah, I'm feeling really good. And and I fucking lost that week. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm doing good. I'm going to let it ride. I'm going to be chill. I'm not going to talk shit. I'm going to let it ride. And it seemed to fucking work.
Yeah, man.
it worked. All right.
You don't mess with a streak. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't do anything different.
Right.
So if you're, jerking off every Thursday, you jerk off every Thursday. I mean, that is just what you do. I agree 1000%. And that's my problem being on this podcast is I love to talk shit. And it just gives me an opportunity to get, foot and mouth. So I can't help myself, but
yeah, same.
Yeah.
I missed it. Sometimes when you talk enough shit, you get pulled into a little bit of drama, which can be good and bad. But I mean, yeah, I miss the interaction, but it's because I can't control myself.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I start going and the mouth starts going and shit just flies out.
No, that's good, man. Your regular season, it was amazing. Kilo, absolutely amazing.
Right.
I will tell you, I was so jealous because obviously, like, I want to do it. I wanted to be the undefeated guy. I want this. I am a very egotistical person, and I was super duper jealous, man, that you just could not be beat. Every time I thought someone's gonna get him, and dude, it was the ultimate season. It's never gonna happen again. I am 99 out of 100 saying that this will never happen again.
Right.
Especially in this league that has gotten so competitive.
So there's actually a few points I want to speak to on that. I'll just say this. I agree with you. I mean, I don't think that anyone, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I don't think anyone else is going to run through and have an undefeated season. And that's why this last fucking game just killed me. And I mean, no offense to Clint. Clint's a great guy and he had a very good team.
He's a douche.
I had a few moves that I made / could have made, any one of which would have gotten me the win. I mean, I was telling Varner, like halfway through the first game, I was like, that was fucking stupid that I cut Higbee from row. I overthought it. I was like, Stafford, sometimes he has a bad game and he carries it on to the next. So do I want 3 Rams? Maybe I'll replace him. I think Moreau's coming around in LA now. He's got some time with Waller being out. Nope.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Really good point.
So, and I'm not trying to take away from Clint at all. I mean, because at the end of the day, I played my 9, he played his 9, and he won. So, hats off to Clint with that. Going back to the beginning though, about the overall league and the competitiveness. I remember at draft night, once we all got done drafting, 12 guys holding around the board, looking at each other's teams, how did the shit shake out? And I remember looking at that board, and this is the first time that I can ever say this, that I looked at the board and there was no team that stuck out either as elite or poor.
That's true.
I mean, other years, you look at teams, you're like, man, this guy really did good. Or like back in the beginning of the league, you'd look at like a Marshall draft and be like, oh, dude, you're getting the wood again. Or fucking Johnny O wait until round 12 to draft a quarterback.
R.I.P. Johnny. So true.
There was always stuff like that. And this is the first year that I looked at that board and And I was like, these are all solid teams. Even some people, I mean, like Varner got clowned a little bit for taking Allen in the second. That ended up being a good pick.
Yeah, no doubt.
So just the competitive level of everybody, as we've all been doing this for years, and even the new guys that have came in and hit the ground running. I mean, it's a very competitive league, which made running through the regular season undefeated just fucking mind blowing.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. Dave, what's your thoughts on that season?
So I have a couple of things, but I will, this one is, I guess, a question on the regular season or the season in its entirety, but I'll mainly touch the regular season here. And this is not a slight at your team, obviously, Kilo, or you as an owner, but I just have an honest question. Do you think the lack of injuries for your team was the biggest reason that you went undefeated, or do you think it was something else?
I think it was a combination. Okay. And that's a great question. That's not a slight at all. Because there was some teams that just got wrecked by injuries, like Herring, hashtag.
Yeah.
His fucking team, even before the season started, he lost like 3 guys.
Yep.
Yeah. You look at a guy like Brandon, who ended up with the wood. I mean, Run CMC was out for a long time. I can't remember who else. I think David Montgomery. Yeah. I mean, he got ravaged by injuries. So there was a lot of injuries in play. And the relative health of my team and the way that the injuries fell did help. Don't get me wrong. That was a big play to it. The other half of it is to have a good team, especially in this league where there isn't a lot of trades. I hit on pretty much every one of my draft picks. You know what I mean?
Your trades, dude. I feel your trades were amazing.
Oh yeah.
They were amazing this year.
That beyond the record, that was the thing that I was the most proud of, that I was actually able to get into some trades. And honestly, I think that they worked out well for both sides. I had that big one with Marshall. I got Cook and Williams and Stafford and Gordon. He got Kamara, Jefferson, Fant, and Cousins.
Yes.
I mean, we both walked away feeling, hey, you know what? We got the better end of this. The one with Varner, same thing.
Oh, dude, yeah, Williams and Renfro were great for him.
Right.
They were great for him. Yeah.
Right. I mean, he needed receivers. He got a couple of receivers that he could plug in and start. So,
and Fournette popped off for you like crazy.
Yeah.
He got hurt, but I mean, he had his best weeks with you for sure.
What's that? Who did?
He had his best weeks with you for sure. Your trades and the timing of your trades, I think, were very crucial this year on how successful you were. It was amazing.
Right. But I was just happy to be able to be a participant in some of those trades. And because that's something that, I think those are my second and third trades in 8 years.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to finally kind of get past all that and have some good trades. And yeah, that really did help springboard me to that and the lack of injuries.
No, 1000%. That's a great question, Dave. Because I feel the exact same way. It's not a slight towards Kilo. It just the guys that he got at the right time. He traded away Kamara. Kamara got hurt from Marshall. Now he ate a game or two with Cook, but Kamara missed like 5 weeks. You know what I mean? So, or 4 or 5 weeks. It was like the perfect timing on everything that you did this year. And I don't know if that was to me, that was a power move. You were undefeated. You had the highest scoring team. You were still able to trade with people. I'm telling you this, and it's not to toot my own horn, but from past experience, I'm going to tell you right now, like this year, I could get nobody to trade with me because nobody wants to see me succeed. I got Tom to trade, but like everyone else is like, yeah, fuck Joe. So I could not believe that you pulled off like 3 trades in one season. And they were monsters. So I would just say, look out for next year. Cause everyone's going to be like, yeah, fuck Kilo. So who knows?
Yeah. The trades really, they really did help me. And like you said, they came at a great time. I mean, And it's tough sometimes to find trade partners. I mean, because you may see someone that you want, and they may not want to move off of them. I will say this, especially, the first one, Marshall came to me with, some of the framework, and we kind of built from there. The second one, I wanted running back too, because at that time I had Cook, Harris, Connor, and Gordon as my running backs. So I was like, I need a solid running back too. And I reached out to pretty much everyone in the league, at least, with feelers, except for you two, because Dave will never come off a running back.
Yeah, he has some monsters too. I couldn't come off of running backs.
Yeah, you wouldn't come off a running back because you didn't really have any.
Nope.
And the same with hashtag. He didn't have. He had Taylor and Patterson, and that was it.
Yep. I was just looking at that today. Sorry to get a little sidetracked, but man, Dave's two running backs scored a combined 400, I think, or 501 points this season. And then
Dave's
hashtags, and hashtags was like 495 or something between both. I mean, those two starting running backs, they were monsters for both those teams.
Right. And hashtag did a great job picking up Peterson too. I mean, because again, he got devastated by injuries, and he could have very easily just fallen down to the bottom and never got back up with all those injuries. But he did a great job of getting that team patched together.
Yeah, he made a run big time. Dave, you said you had a few more. Do you have any more questions real quick? I got a couple.
Yeah, I have a couple, but let's ask those for the. I want to ask them in a very specific way about the last game. So
so you want to do yours? Or you want me to do these next two?
No, skip those two. So we'll just go into a quick rundown of last week's first, or the championship game, and the third and fourth place game.
Oh yeah.
So third and fourth place was Drake versus Marshall. Drake winning 128.4 to Marshall's 126.1. I mean, I didn't watch. Joe has a better actual accurate description of exactly how this went down. I didn't realize how close this game was. So it's kind of weird. Obviously, Kilo knowing losing by 0.2 are two basically important matches of the season at the end are, within 2 points basically, and 0.2 points. It's insane. Normally it's a blowout or something. Someone wins by like 20 or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
But this match was crazy. So really the biggest implication is what's third place money back, right?
Third place is money back. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, Drake gets money back and Marshall gets an extra ball in the ladder. So, but go ahead and describe the very end of this.
So somewhere, and I've looked for the last day and a half, just because again, I love to talk shit. Somewhere in one of my messages, there's either on the board, in Facebook Messenger, somewhere, Marshall was kind of like, self-bragging on how he had third place and I was second to bottom and all this good shit. And then we're all in this text group together. It was me, Clint, Drake, Marshall, and Brandon. These games are going on. I'm telling Drake or Clint, I was like, Clint, you have an amazing shot right now going into the fourth quarter, because the way it was working out was Pittsburgh was going to run the ball and try and burn clock. They kept getting field goals. So we kind of lost track of Marshall and Drake. I mean, I thought for sure Marshall was locked. So I'm keeping track of every play in this game in the fourth quarter. And, they're just running the ball with Najee. And instead of Najee
flip it out to Johnson more time.
Just one catch. Just one catch.
One catch. Come on.
But instead of Najee going down to his ass and letting the clock burn, he broke the 37-yard touchdown run. And, Clint's excited, right? I mean, everyone's pumped up, oh my God, I can't believe you won. The first thing I did was I went right to Drake and Marshall's matchup, because I thought, holy shit, Najee ran for 180 yards and, plus, and then a touchdown. He passed Marshall with that last second touchdown and got third place. So, of course, I instantly fired off a text message and talked shit to Marshall. But just absolutely crazy. You know, we all just kind of lost track of that matchup and how great it was a great matchup. It was just like your guys's. This was an amazing way to wrap up an amazing season. I mean, 0.2 and 2 points. I mean, what the fuck? Absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it was crazy. Moving on to the last game, and I'm gonna let Kilo kind of take the wheel here after I ask this question. So obviously, having Kilo here, we can dive into his mindset and everything. So we had Clinton winning 111.2 to Kilo's 111.0. Obviously very, very close. So what I want to ask you, Kilo, is, and this might be long-winded, maybe not, but I would like to know the reasoning for your roster that you had picking Stafford over Burrow. And I want to know, going into this week, how did you feel about your lineup? Why did you pick these players, and how you felt moving into this week? And furthermore on that, as the week is progressing, how are you feeling? What is going through your mind all the way down to the wire? So if you can touch on that.
Okay. All right. A lot of Kilo talk. All right. Obviously, so pretty much if everyone was healthy, my roster is pretty much locked. And going down the list, it would be Stafford, Cook, Fournette, Kupp, Johnson, Antonio Brown, Waller, and then obviously Tucker and the Bills defense. All right, that everyone healthy, that's going to be my default lineup.
That's a sick roster.
That is a sick roster. Obviously Fournette on IR. So I plug in Harris for him.
He went,
Brown. Okay, Brown's playing, and Bucks receivers are hurt. Godwin's out for the year. Evans was not going to play, but then came back. So he's money there in his position. Tight end. So, and you don't know how many times I've kicked myself over this. I had Higbee. I was happy to pick up Higbee a few weeks ago, and Higbee is a good fill-in tight end. I overthought it. All right. And again, not trying to take anything away from Clint. All right. I don't want this to sound like I'm taking anything away from Clint, because again, at the end of the day, he outscored me. He won. I fucking hate to admit it, but good job, Clint. Anyway, so Higbee. So I had Stafford, Kupp, and Higbee. Stafford struggled last week. Stafford will sometimes, when he gets in his funk, he'll stay in his funk for a few weeks. So throughout the week, I was thinking, I even entertained the thought of putting in Burrow. Burrow is a good quarterback, and he had that 40-some point game last week. And I really thought about putting him in, but I was like, Stafford's playing against the Ravens. The Ravens gave up all those points to Burrow. So which is it? Is Burrow on fire right now? Is the Ravens defense just shit? I'm like, all right, I ran with Stafford. I'm going to go with Stafford. Now, again, 3 Rams on the roster. Stafford, Kupp, they're locks. No way that you can not play Kupp. I already decided, okay, I'm going to play Stafford. So I'm like, all right, tight end. If Stafford struggles, what's going to happen? Now I've got 3 Rams players all tied to Stafford. If he struggles, Kupp's not going to get his. Higbee's damn well not going to get his.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been keeping my eye on the tight end waiver wire, and there's guys like Komet out there, Foster Moreau.
I think Jared Cook might have been out there.
Yeah, Cook was out there.
Yeah.
Moreau, the last couple of weeks, he had double-digit points. I don't remember how many.
He did. He
12, 13,
13.5 and 10.7.
Yep, he did.
So, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, the Raiders, they've got Renfro. and that's about it. Waller's a huge part of that offense, and I was excited at the beginning of the week because Waller was practicing, and then he got dumped on the COVID list. So I'm like, all right, Moreau's, he's been in there for several weeks now. He seems to be picking it up. So I rolled the dice on it, and it was the wrong roll, So
Yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead,
obviously
go ahead.
there's a couple of moves there. One that I made with putting Moreau in for Higbee. One that I didn't make with leaving Burrow on the bench. So, as the games go on, midway through, I don't check scores until at least midway through the first game. It's useless. Only just gets you wound up.
Damn, I gotta start doing
Check the
that.
scores about 2:00 on Sunday. I see Moreau with 0, and I'm like, that was a fucking mistake. That was a mistake. So, and then I was just basically playing catch up the whole time. Looking at the scores, I'm like, oh God, is it going to go down like this? Is it really going to end like this? Because I mean, it's been a magical season, man. It's been a fucking magical season.
Yes,
Right.
it is.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
so moving past that with the checking the scores early in the afternoon games are roughly right there. How did you, I know this might be gut wrenching to even recall, but how were you feeling Monday night? I know you work days, so I'm assuming you stayed up and watched it. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I know this is also gonna sound kind of gut, or is gonna be a little gut wrenching, but so I was watching the game. I was watching your score. It was 111.2 to 111.0 with several minutes left in the third quarter.
Yep.
I turned the game off because I said, there's no way that you lose this. You know what I mean? Like, is that how you're feeling at that moment? I mean, there was a whole quarter left, you know what I mean? And some, and all you had to do, he could have caught a pass for -5 yards and you still would have won.
Yeah. He
You know
already
what I
had
mean?
8
Like,
catches at that point too.
Yeah. Like, is that what's going through your mind? Because I mean, that was what was going through my mind. Obviously, I'm not in the matchup, so I'm not nervous about it like yourself. But
100%.
yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
So I went into the game needing 17.2 points.
Yep. 17.3, right?
Oh, 17.3 to win.
Yeah, you get to win. Yes. Which his average was 17.5, I think. It was like
17.1.
No,
Okay.
you need 17.4 to win, right? 17.3
to win.
Okay, yeah.
It was like
either way.
high 16s, low 17s is what he averages. So
Yes.
he can do it. He's got to have a good game. So I'm trying. I didn't watch the game. I'm trying not to check the score. So about halftime, I check in, and I don't remember what he had at half, like 12 something for points. So I'm like, I might have a chance here, man.
Right.
Yeah. I might pull this out, man. So, then I'm nervous. I'm like, I don't want to check my phone. I don't want to check the score. I don't want to check the score, but I want to check the score. I want to check the score. So yeah, keep on checking it more and more. And I saw the same thing as you did. Third quarter, halfway through, I just need a couple, like 2/10 more of a point to tie, 3/10 to come on, just get one catch. And it never happened. And it was, like you watch the cartoons, like Wile E. Coyote, like he jumps over the cliff and he's going there and he's almost making it, and then he runs out of gas, and that's how I felt.
That's how I imagine it.
My fantasy heart hurts for you so bad.
Yeah.
If that was me, I would be crushed. I would be absolutely crushed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna keep it 100. I am so happy that the championship was between you and Clint. And I once again, this is nothing against Clint because I love Clint, but I feel like you were going to be a better champion. I wanted you to win. I mean,
I wanted me to win.
I'm glad my division won. So, you know, a little bit of shit talking, but and
like
I'm not saying Clint's not gonna be a bad champion, but I mean the dude's a pussy. Like you can't do a video without writing it down first and shit. You know what I mean? So it's like it would have been a little more fun if you would have won. So I felt bad. I was excited that it was both you. I've 0.2, man. That's
and like you said, Kilo, you like to talk shit. I feel like you would have been a great shit talking champion in the off season.
Oh God, I was gonna fucking ram it down your guys' throat.
It would have been
great.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
And won the chip.
Now we'll get a couple messages every other week from Clint that just say "suck my dick." That's all it's
nice.
Say.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Well, listen.
I was gonna have you like put something fucking special on the trophy that says undefeated champ.
Oh, I want to give you something for being undefeated in the regular season. You know, we don't have that trophy, I guess, but you deserve something, bro. That was amazing.
All right. So I will say this. This league's been going on for what, 8 years?
Yeah. I think
so,
8
8 or 9. Yeah.
I've had decent teams before. Last year I got into like the consolation game. This is the first time I was ever in the championship game. So yeah, I was all excited, you know, like it's finally my year, you know, everyone else that's been there. Right. Yeah, it's my time, maybe, you know. Everyone else, you know, that's been in the league all 8 has gotten a chip at least once. I'm like, it's my time, baby. You know, I got the roster, I can do this, and you know, fucking wheels fell off, man.
Oh my God. Kilo, you're the only OG that doesn't have a championship. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Fucking A, that sucks.
I'm trying to think of who all the OGs are.
Yeah, Mark, Sean, Dave, me, Marshall, and you, and Johnny O. We've all got a chip. Oh my God. Wow. That sucks, my guy. That
Trash
sucks.
owner.
Trash owner. Oh man, I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
I never looked at it like that, to be honest.
So yeah, I was like, okay, this is my year. I'm gonna fucking do it. Grand fashion, undefeated. You know, fucking Kilo's here.
God, dude. That's rough.
Congrats, Clint. You broke my fucking heart.
Yeah. So all right. And I wanted to touch a little bit too on your matchup. And dude, yes. Okay. So Stafford struggled his last 3 games. You know, but if you look 2 games prior for Joey Jackpot or Jackpot Joey, whatever the hell they call him, he struggled too up until just the week prior, you know. When he had a 40-point week. So I wouldn't say you messed up playing your quarterback. I mean, hindsight, yes, okay, you know. But listen, Kansas City's defense have been playing a whole lot better the last 6 weeks. Baltimore's defense has been really squishy. I don't think it was a horrible play by any means. It gives you the stack with Cup. You know, we all know what Stafford can do. He's right. I think he's the 2nd or 3rd highest scoring quarterback so far in the league, or somewhere around there. He's up there pretty high. But and then even don't beat yourself up too much about Moreau either. He did come up a back-to-back double-digit weeks. I feel like the main reason why you lost this game is because AB was a bitch and wouldn't go back in the game, and he quit on you. He quit on the Bucks, but he quit on you. You know what I mean? So
it was actually the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, it was the Bucks. He didn't quit on, Kilo, but him leaving the game and not going back in. Now, listen, he could legitimately be hurt with a bad ankle. Might not be able to play anyway, and that shit happens. But obviously he was healthy enough to where the rumor is that Arians asked him to go back in the game, and he said no. If he would have went in and got you 1 catch, you would have won, you know. Yeah, I feel like that's the reason why you lost.
You know, I don't want this to be about like me and what could I have done to get there. I will say this, and Dave's heard this before, but like midway through the season, you know, when I was on at B Dubs with Dave and Barn, you know, like I said to those guys, I said, if Clint would come up to me right now and say, do you want to trade whole teams? Even though I was undefeated at that point, like 8-0, 9-0, like I said, I would seriously consider that. That's how much I thought of Clint's team.
Yeah, they're good.
Cut and dried, and this is no offense to anyone else that's listening. You know, I feel like I had the most talented team. He was just right there too. He was just a little bit below me.
Yep.
You know, he had a hell of a good team too. You know, he ended up having a few struggles. I mean, but look at the run that he put it together at the end of the regular season.
Yeah, he went on a tear.
And
he went from 4th to 1st, I think.
Right.
At one point in time.
Right. Yeah. And that was with Swift being hurt. You know,
Yep.
he plugged in Mitchell. I mean, Aaron Jones, DJ Moore, fucking Debo. He traded for Kelsey. That was a hell of a trade, man.
Yep.
Kelsey for Allen.
Yep.
I was like, oh, I was not happy when he made that trade because I was like, that was his last missing piece. He didn't have a tight end.
Yes, it was. And you know, I think you might have heard Dave and I say it multiple times throughout the season. You know, of course, we loved your roster and we loved Clint's roster as well. And then I think our next favorite roster was Brandon, and he finished last. I mean, that tells you how fucked up this league is. I mean, this league is so damn competitive anymore.
Right.
You know, it just, again, the injury bug, you know, I thank God that C-Mac went down, because otherwise I'd have the wood right now.
Oh yeah.
Thank
100%.
Thank you, C-Mac. You know, but
you got a good trade though near the end of the regular season too. That helped you too.
It did. But I mean, I've said it from the beginning, losing a homeboy from Baltimore and then Barkley going out in week 4 for like 6 goddamn weeks. I have no running backs. My team was literally gone and no one wanted to trade. So it just was what it was. But you know, what do you do? I'm over that. But at least I didn't get the wood. I'm happy there. And then I just want to touch one last thing. We talked about 3rd place matchup. I just want to say, Najee Harris, I love you. You are now my favorite running back in the league. I will try to draft you every chance I get.
Marco will send you a terrible towel.
Yes. Please use in case you guys didn't see on the board, the Troy Polamalu hookup. Maybe Troy can talk to Najee, get me something, you know, a little connection. But
yeah, Troy Polamalu addressed me by name, so I'll hug you up. Yeah.
He did. How sick is that? He said, "Hey, Dave, my guy." Oh my gosh. You know, Mark has a serious heart on right now. Serious. I have a heart on, so I know Mark does. But yeah, definitely big props to Dave for that was a lot of hard work and reaching out to get a fucking Hall of Famer to mention Tacos Truck Podcast in our league.
Okay, what did I miss here?
Oh, please go to the Facebook page right now. I want you to watch it. It's on our league board. Watch it while you're on video.
All right. No shit.
David, my dude, it's me, Troy Polamalu. I'm thankful I joined Fiverr as a freelancer. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten this gig request to record your podcast. Just like Head & Shoulders Scout Shield Technologies never not worked to protect against flakes, I'm always working to put these heavenly vocal cords to use. Good luck with your fantasy league. I hope we would have been your first pick if I was still in the league, right?
Dude, that is awesome.
Yeah, that is way awesome.
Dude.
That's big props to the commish right there. You know, yeah, crazy.
Both of you guys, yeah. You know, between the Warren Sapp video,
oh yeah,
in the off season and that, she's fucking top notch, guys.
Yeah. Tell me somebody else has a fantasy league like ours. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean,
best damn fantasy football league.
For sure. Sure.
We're going to continue to try and make the podcast great and the league great. I know there's been certain things this year that, you know, whether it's COVID or whatever, that we have to hash out as a league or whatever the case may be. But I know I was kind of silent for the last couple of weeks, but it also kind of left me in a weird place because I got that those videos like a couple weeks ago, but I wasn't doing the podcast stuff because I wasn't feeling well, holidays, blah blah blah. It's just kind of a weird spot, but yeah,
Guy's been sitting on it for weeks.
yeah, but yeah, it's pretty sweet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited about this league and what it has in the future as well.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to say, I don't want to cut you off, but I do want to say this.
You're fine.
I want to thank both of you guys for the work that you guys put in for this podcast.
You bet, bro.
I appreciate that, man.
Because I know it's a lot of work
yeah.
and it gets overlooked, but it shows how much you guys care about this.
Yeah.
No, dude, it's for the league. It's for the league.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely for the league. Like I said, it's just another added bonus to a fantasy football league to make it top shelf. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We definitely want our league to be better than every other league out there. And I think right now I've never, ever been part of any other fantasy football league that does what we do. So big props to everybody.
Yeah.
Hopefully that lightens your, sorry. Just say, hopefully that lightens your mood after losing by 0.2. At least you get to see like a Hall of Famer talk about our league.
So if you wanted it to enlighten his mood, why would you add in the 0.2?
Well, you know, I mean, you know, you still got to burn him a little bit. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, Kilo, I was so jealous. I was so jealous. And I know you would have been an absolutely amazing champion, but I had to see you lose because I could not imagine a completely undefeated season and then be a champion. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if I could have got over it.
I could have been the 72 Dolphins.
Yeah, you could have been, but
I could have been the 72
and
Dolphins.
And then you could have had JR on your dick, bro.
Every fucking year that last undefeated team went. There's the video.
Instead, I think, what is it? The 07 Patriots, I think, is the ones that got beat when they're undefeated. But
I don't want that. I don't want that.
No.
Well, hey, man, either way, it's still going to be known as the greatest season of all time.
You know, if Clint wasn't such a nice guy, he would be my nemesis right now.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen, Clint just went to the top of the fuck you list. You know how that goes. If you're champ, everyone says fuck that guy.
Yeah, next time I see him, I
He's
might
too nice
kick him
of
in
a
the
guy
knees.
to do that, though.
Nah,
oh no, he's
I'm
not.
gonna kick him in the knees.
Yep, kick him in the knees. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, so you know, as much as it's like, okay, going into this last week, and it's like, I want to not like you. I mean, we're fucking competing, and I want to kick your ass in football.
Yeah, he's too nice.
He's too fucking nice. And I mean, you know, we talked back and forth a little bit through the season, and obviously a lot more during the last game. You just can't not like that guy.
Yep.
And it's like right now, I'm like, I want to not like you, but I can't not like the guy. He's too fucking nice.
Yeah, well, Kilo writes this whole thing on Facebook about, you know, he almost had Clint, sums up his year, and Clint just writes, thank you.
Yep.
And Kilo says, fuck that, you should be talking shit. Thank you.
Right. I mean, you know, because
and that's what I was trying to say before. Like, I love Clint to death. He's genuinely, outside of this league, one of my favorite people. I'm not even
he's a great human
bullshit.
Being.
He's a great human being.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people. But the man can't talk shit. He is like I said, love him to death, but he is one of the biggest pussies I know. Like, he is not going to like try and push down on this league and assert his dominance. He's gonna say thank you.
Yep. Like, thanks guys, it was a great season. Yep.
Okay, Clint, I'm gonna put out this offer. Have you guys ever seen Key and Peele, the Obama interpreter? Have you guys ever seen that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think I have, but I don't remember.
Yep.
It's basically like, you know, one of the Peele's playing Obama and he's nice. Yep. And the other one is like the angry side. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
So Clint, if you need that anger interpreter, I'm your guy.
There you go.
I will talk your shit for you. You just let me know, buddy.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's definitely gonna need some coaching.
Yeah, he needs some coaching. Yeah.
That's one thing we didn't work on the silo booth back in the day. I didn't teach him how to talk shit. But I am gonna take some credit for this championship, Clint. Just a little bit.
Gotta work on that, bud.
Yeah. Anyway, So with that being said, if anyone's made it this far in the podcast, and I will post this on the Facebook page, but this is how the placements broke down according to the way that we do it. So this will be reverse order of our lottery next year. So it was Clint, Kilo, Drake, Marshall, Sean, JR, David, Mark, Tom, Matt, Joe, Brandon. So reverse order, that will be your lottery picks, no different than any other year. And also a note, I'm sure everyone knows this just because it's been discussed this year, several times during the year, but next year you cannot keep the same player from the team that you kept this year. So
Can I keep my whole team?
You cannot. And
I hope you
also,
don't. Yeah, I hope you don't.
Kilo, I was gonna bring this up, but we were flowing, so I didn't interrupt. But you mentioned, and like you told me this at Buffalo Wild Wings, that you would have traded your team straight up for Clint's team, which is ironic because you guys are first and second. But when you told me that, I jokingly messaged Clint as I was walking out to my car, hey, you want to trade teams straight up? And he messaged me back and said, I might consider it. Let me look at it. And then later I just told him that, we don't have to do that. I was just joking because I know he would get all nervous and shit about it. But so you never know. He might have actually done it with you though.
Right.
That would have been absolutely crazy. I'd hate to go back and do all the math to figure out when you guys traded, if Kilo would have still made the playoffs. I'm assuming he would have because Clint's team caught fire too.
Yeah, no, I would have made the playoffs regardless.
And then you would have won.
I might not have been.
And then you would have beat him with his team.
You would have beat him by 0.2 with his own team. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What could have been? What could have been?
That's fucking nuts.
That's amazing.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that's all I really have. I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to talk about or
that's the questions I had for Kilo, man. I like I said, I wish it would have ended different for you. You're definitely going to get on the trophy someday. I know for sure. We've always, made fun of the way you draft the best players available and it got you the best team available. You are best in slot. You were definitely best in slot all season long. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. And you're definitely going to be, you're definitely going to end up on the trophy. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, you will for sure. One last thing, one quick thing while I have you, Kilo, since you haven't been on this year. Not to put you on the spot, and if you don't have something off the top of your head, you don't have to answer, but give me your AFC championship. Who's going to be the two teams in the AFC championship? Same thing for NFC championship. Who wins the Super Bowl?
Okay. Let me think here for a minute.
You're fine.
Chiefs and Patriots in the AFC.
Okay.
NFC. I think Tampa Bay is going down.
Oh,
God, I hate to say that the Packers are going to be there, but the fucking Packers are going to be in there.
Okay.
The other team by default, I think, is going to have to be the Rams, which I would love to see Stafford actually get somewhere.
Sure.
So in the Super Bowl, and I'm saying this, the AFC. I don't think the Patriots can beat the Chiefs. I would love to see the Bills there. They've been kind of falling off. I mean, maybe they get it fixed, but God, I hate to say the Chiefs because I'm fucking sick of Mahomes.
I hate the Chiefs. Yeah.
I'm gonna say in the AFC the Chiefs, and the NFC I can't stand the Packers, so I'm gonna say the Rams.
Okay, fair.
Because I'm a Stafford homer, and because I'm a Stafford homer, I'm gonna pick the Rams for the Super Bowl.
All right. Joe, what you still have the same line as before? I do. I still have I'm still on Patriots, Colts, and Packers, Bucks.
Yeah, I think I had Bucks and Rams. and the Bills.
Oh no,
and,
I had Rams and Bucks actually. You're right.
Yeah, and I think I had the Bills and I don't really remember. Maybe it was Bills and Pats. I don't remember. I am again. The Chiefs are going to be really hard to beat. If I had to flip the script right now and go off of who's hot, I'm going to say Chiefs and the Bengals in the AFC Championship game. I don't know if the Bengals got enough experience to do something like that, but listen, they definitely got the moxie for it. You know what I mean? Them boys are gangster and they are ready to play. I feel like they can easily make a nice run and be hot. So, yeah. But again, I'm probably going to have to switch to the Chiefs because the Bills have fallen off. So I think the Chiefs will make it for the AFC. If the Bucks wouldn't have lost Godwin, I think the Bucks are a lock. Mm-hmm. I feel like just having Mike Evans with a bad back and Gronk is just not enough. I mean, they're going to be competitive. They can easily make it. It's just now they're not a front runner. I don't know. I might switch to Packers Rams. Packers are healthy right now. Rams are healthy right now. I'll stick with the Rams. Hopefully they can get to Aaron Rodgers and put some pressure on him. So, and then I hate to say it, I'm gonna pick the Chiefs over the Rams.
Well, good, because otherwise you would have just been copying what I said.
I know. Why did you have to pick an AFC team?
I know. I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
I mean, I want the Rams to win. I want the Cowboys to win. But
dream situation for me would be the Packers Bengals. That would be dope.
Oh yeah, baby.
I like the Bengals, so I like their team. My boy Joe Mixon's on there, so and yeah. So, but all right. Yeah, that was just one.
Well, give me the winner. Give me the winner. Packers or Bengals.
Oh, no, that was just if I were to flip the script. I still think it's going to be the Patriots Colts. Yep. I would say, I don't know. We beat the Rams earlier this year, so and we're undefeated at home this year.
And you'll get the number 1 seed.
I will say
pick yourself.
Packers. Yeah, Packers, Colts, Packers win.
Okay.
I'm glad that you picked the Packers because whenever I pick my team to win, they lose. So I'm hoping that kind of luck rubs off on you.
Oh, that's yeah. That hey, that's fine. That's fine. I don't believe in that shit. So. Hey, I will let you know this, Kilo, because I don't know if you know this, but my actual most hated teams aren't even in the division. I hate the 49ers and I hate the Saints and I hate the Seahawks. Those are probably my most hated teams. And if it was reversed, I would be rooting for the Lions. So I just want to make you feel bad and let you know that, because Marshall was trying to talk this shit to me and said you would never root for the Bears if they made it, and that is not completely true. So
I just want to explain the subtle differences here. The Packers have been so good in our division for so long. Every other team hates the Packers. And everyone's going to root for a team like the Lions because they've been shit since 1957.
And I understand that difference, and it's definitely not a subtle difference. It's quite obvious. But I'm just letting you know, as a Packers fan, that I would root for your team if it was the other way around.
I appreciate
whether you care or not. I'm just letting you know. All right.
I'm going to go on record and say that I will never, ever root for the Bears. No matter what the situation is. And
would you root for the Bears over the Eagles?
No. They traded away my favorite player, Mitch Trubisky. So I will never root for the Bears ever again.
That was your favorite player.
That was my favorite player.
That's why. Is that why you like the Bills? Yeah.
Yes, that's why I like the Bills. Yeah. Following Mitch around for sure.
Yeah.
But yes, no, I do hate the Eagles too. So I'm really pissed off they're in the playoffs right now. But is what it is. Cowboys better get it straightened up quick, baby.
All right, boys. Well, Kilo, I appreciate your time. I know we had to recall vivid moments of recent past that you did not want to relive, but I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. I know we've gobbled on you already, but I want you to know that you had an amazing season, a season that quite honestly will always be remembered. Just undefeated. That's absolutely insane. So, any last words for you guys?
Well, I think I said the word amazing about 15 times in this podcast talking about Kilo.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is definitely amazing. And all I want to say is next year, I hope that you lose a game by like week 3 or 4. So maybe we can get you on the podcast during the season. So
yeah, you're always fun to have on here. So it did kind
sure.
of suck not having you as an option. I will say that if there was any bad part of the season, I will say that I always enjoy having you on here. You have good banter. So
for sure.
Well, I appreciate that. And, you know, I hope next year plays out the same way it did this year for me,
Well,
except with me bringing home the chip at the end.
Yes.
Right.
But if not, yeah, I would love to be on the podcast more next year. Thank you for
Awesome.
having me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell
All
yes.
right, boys. Well, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you. And we'll see you next year.
Sounds good, guys.
See
Maybe we'll hit you up on a pre-draft podcast. How about that?
Yeah. I'm sure we're gonna be doing some more stuff. So
Yep. We'll hit you up.
Look
All right,
forward
boys.
to it.
yeah.
All right, fellas. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Later.
Peace.